of the accessibility and because of the way you're paying money for it. So that licensing structure would allow the products that are, they're Me Too, not as good, to catch up and become, become the world class because of the way it's structured. And also because Jim Scapa has a long vision and extremely patient person when it comes to product, he does allow the products to really mature and really brew. And in this field that we are in, that is really, really critical. I mean, I have seen other companies that they bring a product after 2 years, they can't sell it or something, and they either put it to bed or they really don't, invest any money in it. The number one moneymaker, at least when I was there, was Hypermesh. And the number two moneymaker was OptiStruct. I think between them, this is my guess. I don't have any numbers to prove it or anything. I would say they probably generated about 80% of the revenue on the software side. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But that money went into developing and pushing the rest of the technology to the next level.
Okay. Any bigger products you find? Any bigger products you find particularly likely to be a big growth driver in the future?
I think all of them will be. I think the nature of MCAE has changed over the last, I would say, 3 or 4 decades. If you go back 30 years ago, you would buy one product from one company, for example, a preprocessor from one company, the solver from another, visualization from another, optimization from another, and so on and so forth. And you would do that. And that's what basically gave rise to the Patran and, Field View and Insight and Eyesight and all the rest of them. As all the companies started maturing and having everything together and in one bunch, like, for example, ANSYS's Workbench and so on, users go and buy everything from one company. And I think basically Scapa saw that 15 years ago and said, at some point, basically Abacus CAE is going to be good enough that people won't want to use Hypermesh anymore. Why should you pay extra for it? So he had to basically have a complete portfolio. And so he started building that portfolio. Whether today the solvers are driving the sales of the preprocessors or vice versa, I don't know that. But even if it isn't, within the next few years, that's the way it's going to be. Solver world is significantly bigger than preprocessing world. The difficulty is
very clear. If you had to just look at the competitive environment, and who would you say is best in class now in having a full portfolio? Who is second? Who is third? If you look at competitors, you said there's an industry trend, and it's very important to have a full product range in the solvers.
I don't know if I can answer that question correctly because I haven't sort of been keeping track of it. Definitely Dassault is trying to do that, but their approach is to do the big boys and not bother with the small things. Because things, for example, like a MATLAB type product, even Altair provides those, gets integrated into the system. So Dassault is definitely one. Without a question, CATIA is the best in class, and I would say Abacus for nonlinear analysis is best in class, but they don't really have anything else that it is best in class. So there are, actually, what's the name of that company? SolidWorks is also something which is very important.
Yeah. They acquired EXA as well. Did you follow that? No.
I followed that. EXA. I don't know what I believe about EXA. I think EXA is